And in today's podcast, we're going to be talking about a subject that I love a lot. It's my island of Puerto Rico, because you have heard it all over the news. The music of Bad Bunny is taking the world by storm, and everybody is talking about Puerto Rico, my island, which I am very proud of being a part of. But there are so many questions about Puerto Rico in social media. You see people in forums asking about how's the island, is it safe, the water, the weather, hurricanes, earthquakes, and all those questions are going to be answered in this podcast, which is a different one. I don't like to be sitting on a studio with a microphone in front of me and a fake background. That's not for me. I live in a precious tropical paradise, and I enjoy being outdoors. And my podcast, Let's Talk About It, it's a little bit different because we're going to be doing interviews and we're going to be in the outdoors and having fun in the sun in the wonderful island, the enchanted island, my home, Puerto Rico. So let's talk about it now. And I'm here at the Crash Boat Beach with James, and I'm going to ask him a couple of questions about Puerto Rico. It's the fourth time you've been on the island, and I have a couple questions for you. Okay, the first one, it's already answered. How many times you visit the island? It's your fourth time?
It's my fourth time.
And you said that you arrived from the airport in San Juan.
Correct.
And you didn't know that it was an airport in Aguadilla.
No.
Next time, now you know. And you told me that you're staying with some friends.
Yes.
So, what you like the most about Puerto Rico?
The absolute beauty of all these beaches, the fishing, the seafood, the restaurants. Most of the locals have been more than kind to me, teaching me the different ways of fishing and everything, and I've had an excellent experience.
Yes, because actually fishing in Puerto Rico is kind of different from the one that you do on the lakes.
It's absolutely different.
I've
been fishing in the ocean my whole life. This is a whole new game.
Okay, that is good to know. What do you dislike about Puerto Rico?
The traffic. Traffic can be bad. Up in the mountains, there was so much litter I don't understand. And that's really it. I haven't seen any real crime or anything like that. So I've never felt unsafe. I think everything,
That was my next question. Do you feel safe?
I feel very safe here. Everybody has been so kind and so nice. The locals, everybody's very polite. Very slow pace compared to what I'm used to being in New York. New Jersey.
You work in New York.
Everything is slowed down.
Would you come back again?
I can't wait.
Would you recommend Puerto Rico to your friends and family?
Absolutely, 100%.
Any message that you would like to leave the locals to improve?
I think that it's pretty good. I think the people here are just slow and they like it. You're on island time, baby.
You lived in New York. You work in New York. So have you got accustomed to the island time that everybody's slow and relaxed?
Yes, I'm dealing with it. It's a little rough at first, but after you start to understand that nobody's in a hurry and nobody's really trying to rush anywhere.
This is an island.
And the weather is just always so beautiful. What are you in a rush for?
Yeah, that's understandable. And also, what about the cultural shock?
I guess I grew up around a lot of Puerto Ricans in New Jersey, so there was no real culture shock. You
don't mind about the loud music and the salsa.
I think in the beginning I was a little like, why all this loud music? But then I realized these people are just trying to show you their love. It's not a malicious thing. It's to be happy, really.
Yeah, it is to be happy. Yeah, now with the concerts of Bad Bunny and the Bad Bunny music everywhere. And that new change includes 4 generations. We're happier than ever. So thank you, James. I hope you enjoy your time in Puerto Rico. Sunblock, because I see you haven't got any sunblock all the time.
Right now, I wear it.
And
I'm an Indian, so
yeah, but you need to protect.
The sun down here is very,
so
very
we continue on Crash Boat interviewing the tourists and asking them things about Puerto Rico to answer all the questions that we see on social media. We continue on.
The place is beautiful. Come on down.
The first question that I found is, do you need a passport or a visa coming into Puerto Rico. If you come from the United States and you are a U.S. citizen, you don't need a passport or a visa. If you come from other country, you need to have your paperwork done and have your passport ready and your tourism visa ready. The most asked question is Puerto Rico safe? Well, I have some interviews at the end of this questions and answers that you will see the opinion of some tourists on the island. What about the water quality? Well, Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S. and we have the standards of the EPA and all the federal agencies that control water that makes Puerto Rico water safe to drink, but sometimes it could come with a little bit more of chlorine and it has like a little bit of taste of chlorine and it might upset you. It's not gonna get you sick, but might upset you. So my general recommendation is that drink bottled water until you get accustomed to our water. But you can bathe on it, you can take a shower, you can brush your teeth, and the water is safe. The next question is driving in Puerto Rico. Well, that's the rush hour, usually from 7 o'clock till 9 a.m. There's a little bit more rush, especially in the metropolitan zone in San Juan. And it's kind of a hassle. People, it's like trying to get to their place on time. People drive fast. It's kind of crazy. Try to avoid the rush hour, 7 a.m., 5 p.m., 3 p.m. Those are the worst hours to drive in Puerto Rico. But in general, driving in Puerto Rico is safe. And the most asked subject also is outages, power failures, electricity. That's a huge problem on the island right now. But if you're traveling to Puerto Rico, most all the hotels on the island have backup generators, so you're not gonna have a problem. If you're gonna stay on an Airbnb, ask if they have a generator or they have solar panels, because we don't know when the power is gonna fail. We've been having this problem since Hurricane Maria back in 2017, and the problem is not gonna be fixed any soon. So outages are something that is bothering us, the Puerto Ricans on the island, and we need to solve that problem, but it's not an easy solution and a fast one. So ask in your Airbnb or the place you're staying if they have a generator or they have solar panels. Cell phones and internet is another question that they have. Yes, you could have most of the cell phones on the USA, they work here, no roaming charges, no extra charges, but always verify with your phone company. Let them know that you're traveling to Puerto Rico and if they have any fees or so. But the main companies like T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and all the main companies, they don't have a problem. You're not roaming in Puerto Rico. You're not gonna be extra charged for that. And the internet, it's surprisingly amazing, faster than in many places in the US. So internet, there's no problem in here. Your phone and your internet are gonna work just fine. The language. Yes, Puerto Rico speaks Spanish and English. It's on the Constitution of Puerto Rico that Puerto Rico, it's a bilingual island and we speak Spanish and English. And in case that you need any legal or document from the government, you can request it in English free of charge. Make sure free of charge because it's stated on the Constitution of Puerto Rico. The measuring system in Puerto Rico, that's another story. Because if you come from the US, the system in the US is imperial. We go by pounds and ounces and foot and inches. So here, but when you buy gasoline in Puerto Rico, it's by the liter, and the miles, the speeding miles, the speed of the car is measured in miles, but the distance is measured in kilometers. And you will find, like, you're gonna buy rice, it's by the pound, but if you're gonna buy medicine, it's by the milliliter. So we use both metric and imperial. So be aware of that because it's kind of confusing for some people. The weather. I am at the beach right now. A couple minutes back, when I was interviewing the people, it was completely sunny, nothing happening, and then all of a sudden a cloud and a little drizzle, and it's not raining again, and it's nice, but the weather is unpredictable. Remember, the weather of Puerto Rico, the climate of Puerto Rico, is a tropical rainforest. And depending on the heat of the day, then in the afternoons you could have rain. And in the winter time, it mostly rains at night. So have that in mind. My recommendation is that you carry an umbrella all the time, have it on your car, have it with you, because not even the best forecaster can tell if it's going to rain or not in Puerto Rico. It might be completely sunny, and then all of a sudden a cloud comes in and it's going to start raining and pouring. It lasts like a couple minutes and then it's sunny again. It's kind of crazy, the weather here. Something that we Puerto Ricans are very used to. If you check every Puerto Rican car, you're going to find an umbrella. So carry with an umbrella. Tropical illnesses is another subject that worries many people. Yes, we have dengue fever, we have chikungunya, and other ailments that might cause you problems because people that doesn't live here don't have an immunity, but they could be avoided if you use mosquito repellent with DEET, the highest number you can find, and the time on the day where you could find most of the mosquitoes is early in the morning and right after the sunset. So be careful with that. Wear mosquito repellent that has DEET. Okay, another question that is kind of amazing for people on the mainland USA. It's the age of drinking in Puerto Rico is 18 years old, but the limit is 0.02. So if you're caught driving and drinking and you give more than 0.02, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get arrested for DUI, and it's exactly the same as in the US. And if you're 21 or older, your drinking limit is 0.08 for people 21 or over. Please don't drink and drive. Have a safe time in Puerto Rico. Control your alcohol consumption and have fun. So another question is the use of cannabis or recreational cannabis. No, cannabis for recreational purposes is not legal in Puerto Rico. There are some exceptions for medicinal cannabis, and you need to have a license, and there are places that they can dispense you the medical cannabis, but cannabis is not legal in Puerto Rico for smoking and for recreational purposes. So don't get caught having illegal substances. You'll be arrested, and the penalties are not short. Okay. Something that you shouldn't talk about in Puerto Rico is about race. Yes, Puerto Ricans, we are of a mixed race, and probably you see people that looks white like me, but their family is mixed. We have black and brown integrated into our families. That's a subject that we don't talk about it because we've been over racism for more than 100 years, and we will continue to be that way. We're integrated. We are a race descending from the Spaniards, the Indio Taino, and the Africans. And also on the side, Puerto Rico was invaded by the Dutch, by the French, and by the British. So there's a lot of mixes of races in Puerto Rico. So racism is overrated. We don't tolerate that. And if you come to Puerto Rico and you become racist with the people, you're gonna have a tough time. Don't mess with us Puerto Ricans with the race. Another subject that you shouldn't talk about is politics. Don't talk politics. We are part of the United States, but we don't vote for the president. We are not participating in the elections of the president, and we are happy being that way. So don't talk politics with Puerto Ricans, neither religion. Puerto Ricans are mostly Catholic, very devoted. So don't discuss neither religion, race, or politics with Puerto Ricans. And as a piece of advice, don't go there. You might get into big trouble. So when you're driving on the highway, you're going to find tolls. And if you're renting a car, that could be a problem. And this is a good piece of advice, because ask your car rental about the tolls. They might provide you with a card. The tolls are automatic, like most in the USA. But if you're driving down the highway and you don't know your balance, there are like little stations that you could drive by and ask them how much you have left on your toll, and you can replenish and recharge your tolls. Don't let them be recharged by the car rental, because they're gonna overcharge you for that. Yes, they do. If you went over the limit for $5, they're gonna charge you like $25. So when you're driving on the highway, make sure that you have enough money for your tolls, and you can replenish in some areas of the highway that they have the recharging stations, and you can pay cash or with ATMs, ATM card or credit cards. The beaches, safety on the beach. Have a look around. Pretty nice, pretty safe, but there's no lifeguard on duty on most of the beaches in Puerto Rico. There's almost 300 beaches, and I say almost because that's depending on the season. When the tide comes, it makes a beach, and then sometime of the year, mostly in the winter, it's washed away, and then by the summer, if there's a beach again, it's like an experimental thing. But there's no lifeguard, and in many beaches, there are no bathrooms or facilities or electricity. So be aware of that if you come to the beach, bring your sunscreen. Even if it's winter, bring a sunscreen. You can get easily burned. I have sunscreen on. And even if you're darker skin, bring sunscreen. Cancer does not discriminate by race, color, or age. So be aware, wear sunscreen. Tropical sun, it's even stronger. And regardless of the time of the year, we barely change. So let's see. Is Puerto Rico expensive? Well, that depends. Everything next to the capital, like everywhere you go on the planet, it's more expensive. Big cities are more expensive. The further you are from the San Juan area, the cheaper it will be. That's my piece of advice. The cultural shock, that's another question. We're Latinos. Puerto Rico and Puerto Ricans are loud. There's loud music everywhere. There's noise. There's people celebrating life and happiness. We've been through a lot. We celebrate more now than before. So you have to learn to deal with it. There's going to be music everywhere. The closer you are to the beach, the louder it will be. So have that in mind. Puerto Rico is not a Zen facility to have peace and tranquility. You will have peace and tranquility, but there are areas where the music is loud. My recommendation, you want to be in a peaceful area, go away from the main cities like the metropolitan zone, explore the island, come to the west side. This is the northwest side of the island, the town of Aguadilla, my hometown, which I'm proud of it. And you just will be fine. One thing that I can advise you is to have fun, mingle with the locals. If you want to try local food, instead of going to restaurants, try local bakeries, or we call panaderias. Most of them, they can serve you lunch. It's the typical food that we eat at home, and it's usually from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. and you can get almost homemade quality food on bakeries or panaderias, and you will have everything up to par with the taste of home cooked meals. And if you're coming to Puerto Rico, we thank you for your thinking about us and picking us for your vacation time. Have fun. Puerto Rico is pretty safe. The locals are pretty friendly. There's many people that speaks English now. it was less, but now with the globalization, I could say that more like 50% of Puerto Ricans can speak English or some English that can help you out. If you feel lost, you get lost, ask the locals. Just have any questions about the area you're staying in. You don't feel safe, ask the locals. They will tell you right away. We like to help the tourists, you know. You can ask us, is this safe here? If you come to the beach, from rule of thumb, be careful with your belongings. Don't leave them unattended on the sand and go into the water, because things happen. It happens everywhere. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen to you all the time, but you know, keep your jewelry in your hotel. Be simple. We like to be comfortable. This is hot weather, and if you have an expensive camera and you're taking pictures, don't leave it unattended. Don't leave your stuff, your belongings, your things unattended anywhere. It happens in every city that you can be robbed by leaving your stuff for a couple minutes. So Puerto Rico's pretty safe. What else can I tell you? So let's continue with some interviews that I did to some tourists, and I asked them 10 questions about Puerto Rico, and you'll be amazed. So here we continue interviewing people in the Crash Boat Beach in Aguadilla, my hometown, and I found some tourists that are not from here. They live in the USA, but they come from Russia, and her name is Ala and Dennis, and I'm gonna ask them the same questions so you could see the things about Puerto Rico that are most asked on social media. This is your first time on the island, guys.
Yes.
And which airport did you arrive?
San Juan.
Did you know that there's an international airport here in Aguadilla? Hotel or Airbnb? Airbnb. And what do you like the most about Puerto Rico?
Fajardo.
So they went to Fajardo
Culebra.
and Culebra, and of course my hometown Aguadilla
Rincon, yeah.
and Rincon. What do you dislike about Puerto Rico? Something that you do not like about Puerto Rico?
Very, very beautiful place.
Paradise. Paradise.
This is a paradise for them, guys. Do you feel safe?
Yes.
You feel safe? Would you come back again?
Yeah.
100%.
Nah, so you like Puerto Rico. Would you recommend Puerto Rico to your friends and family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody from Russia can come over here, well, despite the political issues. Do you have any message to the people in Puerto Rico? Anything that you would like to say to the people of Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Do you anything that you would like to leave like a message of did you like or you dislike?
Like.
You like. Okay, so we will continue in over 50 interviewing tourists. The most common questions asked about Puerto Rico. Let me ask you some questions for the people. I know you're of Puerto Rican descent. You can speak English and Spanish, but let's do this in English.
Okay.
So I have a couple questions because you live in Chicago.
Yes.
And your name is?
Jomaira.
Jomaira. See, she's Puerto Rican. She's like me. So this is not your first time on the island.
Absolutely not.
Okay. And which airport did you arrive?
Luis Muñoz Marín.
Did you know that there's an airport in Aguadilla?
I did, but como es costumbre, so I just came straight to.
Yeah,
San
you're
Juan.
used to San Juan.
Yes.
You're staying with family, hotel, or Airbnb?
Airbnb.
So, what do you like the most about Puerto Rico?
Everybody's sweet. We're one community. Everywhere you go, you can ask, and they lead you, and it's just a beautiful island.
So,
Good food, absolutely.
Yes, and we can smell it right here.
Yes.
We can smell those pinchos.
Yes.
What you do dislike about Puerto Rico?
I think what I dislike is the bad reputation we have. Like, don't go here, don't go there, don't stop at red lights, they're gonna rob you. And there's parts that may be, but not the whole island, and we're not all bad people. Just
No,
like
it's
everybody else, that they're good and they're bad. Just, that's what I don't like, our reputation.
Do you feel safe in the island?
Absolutely do.
would you come back again?
Oh yeah, I'll be back in May.
believe you. Every Christmas, right?
No, I'll be back in May. Christmas, I gotta be with the
So
family.
you're coming back for the summer.
Yes,
So would you recommend Puerto Rico to your friends and family?
they have to come and experience it. Yes,
Yes.
they have to.
We're something else. Any message to the people of Puerto Rico?
Stand your grounds, love your island, keep your island clean, and just keep fighting for what you believe is right. That's
Thank you. I like that
Okay.
one. So we continue in Let's Talk About It in Over 50 for the young at heart. And if you like to explore around the island, there are some pieces of advice that I'm going to give you. Puerto Rico has around 300 beaches around the island. Some of those beaches are in secluded areas, so you won't find any food trucks or stores or facilities. Bring your food, bring your beverage and your drinks on your car in a little cooler and stay safe. Remember, in many, and I could say most of the beaches in Puerto Rico, there are no lifeguards on duty. Remember that. There's no dangers like big sharks or stuff like that, but be careful. Be careful of currents and riptides. It might seem to be nice, but it could be a riptide and you don't know. For that, I am giving you the advice, ask the locals, ask the people around, and they will tell you. We don't like to have any casualties from tourists coming into the island. There have been many, so be careful, please. So another thing is, keep your belongings at bay. Keep a watchful eye. So keep your belongings to you. Don't leave them unattended. Leave them on your hotel or your Airbnb in a secure area. And if you have expensive equipment like cameras or cell phones, keep them at hand. Don't leave them stranded. That could happen in any country. So what else I can say? Puerto Rico is affordable. The farther you are from the San Juan area, the cheaper it will be. And I encourage you to explore outside of the San Juan area. Come to the island. Go around. Puerto Rico is very small. You can drive around Puerto Rico in one day. Have fun. Have fun. Have fun. Don't listen to the woke. The woke here, like everywhere, it's pretty noisy, spreading fear, fear-mongering the people. Don't go to Puerto Rico. You're going to be robbed, or you're going to be assaulted, or you're going to be murdered. No, it's not like that. I'm a Puerto Rican. I live here. I could tell you that. And like everywhere, there's some areas that you shouldn't be. Ask the locals. Don't go crazy recording every area. Ask. Even me that I have a YouTube channel, when I go around, I ask them, can I record here? Is it proper? Keep your mind open. And what else can I say? I think we cover most of all the doubts of things in Puerto Rico. I encourage you to go around, explore, visit the whole island. And we welcome you. We're kind people. We like to have visitors. We like to show them our culture, our food, our amenities, and our hospitality above all. So you're welcome to visit the island. Follow the rules. You will have a lot of fun. And Puerto Rico, it's very affordable compared to other countries. So if you have any questions, my email, over50pr@hotmail.com. You can write in the confidence that I will take my time, read your emails, and answer all your questions, either in Spanish or English. And what else can I say? It's been fun, and I had a great time doing this podcast. I don't like to do podcasts sitting on the desk with a microphone in front of me and a fake background on my back. I live on a paradise island. I enjoy being outdoors, talking to people, and having a good time. So I invite you to do the same. If you have any questions, again, write to our email and leave a comment on the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share so I can continue working in this podcast about Puerto Rico and So your suggestion is appreciated. Suggest me subjects that you would like to know about Puerto Rico, and I will do the research and make a podcast about it. So till the next time, my name is Richard Lee. It has been a pleasure, and you're welcome, and thank you for taking your time and watching my videos. Till the next time, have fun in the sun, and welcome to Puerto Rico, the enchanted island.